Hey everybody, I wanted to give you a little bit of clarification on the Who Am I essay, which brings us to the end of Unit 1. So for this essay, what you need to do is first start out by looking at the major personality theory of the Big Five. You know, the openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. And say, who am I on each of these scales? And you should have already done that in your workbook. So now that you've done that, you start to break it down a little more in depth. Say, you know, I tend to be a very open person. I'm high on that scale of openness. How did I get there? And you look at these other theories to explain it. So from an openness perspective, maybe I got there from a behaviorism standpoint. So Skinner presents the idea of positive reinforcement. So when I was a kid, my parents used to reward me for being in plays at church, or for I personally was in martial arts, so being out there and performing in terms of tournaments and competing was a way for me to be more open and get involved and engage and try new things and all these types of things. So I was rewarded for those behaviors, made me more open. Conscientious. I tend to be a very caring person. Again, maybe I was rewarded by positive reinforcement. But also maybe it has to do with what Roger said about relationships. I was in a relationship that allowed for empathy and caring and warmth, and it was genuine growing up, so that allowed for me then to develop that sense of conscientiousness. Extroversion, same thing, going along these same lines. But perhaps maybe also Freud came into play here. And I became more extroverted because I developed a strong sense of ego, which allowed me to feel confident in myself, etc. From an agreeableness standpoint, maybe it's because of where I am on Maslow's hierarchy. It allows me to be very, very agreeable and lack neuroticism. But what I'm doing is breaking down each of those based on the theories, and maybe multiple theories come into play. Not only the personality theories, but then also throwing in things about self-efficacy, self-confidence, and self-esteem, your values and ethics, and how all these things come into play together. You really want to throw in a little bit of everything that we covered in this unit. It shouldn't be just one basic thing. It should integrate the whole unit, understanding who you are. Okay? If you have questions, please do not hesitate to ask. Thanks.